Good morning, everyone. Hello, and I'd like to welcome you to the very first, the inaugural, if you would, recording of the Sport Your Enthusiasm podcast. I am your humble host, Bryce Benjamin, along with one of my co-hosts today, the man of the hour, Dave Bean. Dave, what's going on, my dude?
What's going on, Benji?
Not much, man. How you feeling today?
Not bad.
Yeah, man, we had some crazy sports going on these past couple of days. We're definitely going to get into it. On the rundown today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Thursday night basketball games that happened, the Milwaukee Bucks domination over the Golden State Warriors in Golden State. Definitely want to get into that. Houston Rockets take another L to OKC without Westbrook. Very surprising. Definitely want to dive into that. This past week, we've seen the arrival of Duke basketball and the physical phenom of Zion Williamson. Definitely going to discuss that. A little bit of NFL football going on. And then I also want to talk a little bit of baseball today as well, with the MVP awards candidates being announced for the baseball, as well as the other award winners. So we got a really good show for you guys. Make sure you stick around. But Dave, let's go ahead and kick this show off real quick. Want to discuss the basketball game that's happened last night. And the last one, I want to start off with the Milwaukee Bucks against the Golden State Warriors. Now, Golden State, we all know how great this team is. But the way Milwaukee came into the Oracle Arena and dominated them boys like that, I was in shock, dude. I was in fucking shock. What's your thoughts on that game, man?
Just same as yours. They dominated them, but we all know what happens at the end of the season. Golden State, they got their 73-9 record. They won they got the best record of all time when it comes to a season. So I don't think they really cared to lose this game, like you said earlier, but off air. They conceded this game in the fourth quarter. They didn't even play any of their starters.
Yeah, man.
But I think what we took out of this game last night was that not so much that Golden State took a step back and, they could be beaten, the almighty. No, it's Milwaukee's here, and they're ready to play.
Yo, yeah, listen, I was watching this game. I was watching the full game, and I was texting my man, Dono. Shout out to my man, Dono Pinnell. And we were just discussing it. And the thing that surprised me the most was how they defended Golden State. Like, shout out to Coach Budenholzer, because he had a game plan for this team, and it worked phenomenally. The way they ran them off the three-point line and forced them to try to score over that length that Milwaukee has. And then also they basically made Kayvon Looney like the primary focus of the Golden State offense, because like Steph Curry couldn't do nothing. Klay Thompson couldn't get open. KD didn't want no problems with Antetokounmpo. And, it was like the Bucks was playing like 7-on-5 defense when they was playing defense on the Warriors. Like the shit was crazy. Like they was swarming them boys, man. Golden State had no answer for them, man. And this was a statement game for me from Milwaukee. Like right now they're 9-2 in the season right now, leading the Eastern Conference. Second in the Eastern Conference to the Raptors. And man, that showed me something. That they just showed me that they can not only hang with the best team in the NBA, but beat them on their home court, even though they're without DeMarcus Cousins right now. But that was definitely a statement game from the Bucks, and they're here. The Bucks are here right now, man.
That's for sure.
All right, but so that was the first game of Thursday night, and then our second game of Thursday night, and then the first game, of course, was OKC against the Houston Rockets. And I thought Houston was going to definitely take care of OKC without Russell Westbrook. But no, like Houston, they looked terrible. Like I texted my boy, my man Ed, he's a Houston Rockets fan, and I said, "Yo, man, you worried about your team?" He said, "No, they always lose to OKC, but I don't know. That was an ass whooping again. Like Harden really couldn't do nothing. Chris Paul looked anemic." Like
Melo,
yeah, Melo. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that as well with Melo. But what was your thoughts on that game? How you feel about that game there?
With that game there, I would say Look out, Houston. I'd be afraid right now if I was Houston. I might go out and give 6 picks for Butler right now. I'm telling you, man.
Add an extra 2.
They better get desperate because it's not looking good. I mean, I see that they're 4-6 now, but 0-4 at home. Come on, you can't go 0-4 to start off. You guys are projected to be the 2 seed in the West, second best team in the league, and you start off your season like this. This is bad, man. I don't know.
And the thing with Houston, man, like what they're known for is that high-powered offense and the Mike D'Antoni system, that's 7 seconds or less. And James Harden runs it phenomenally. But I don't know. It's like they lost their defensive identity. Like they kept Capella. They was able to re-sign him. But then they lose a couple of wing defenders, some key wing defenders, and Trevor Ariza. And then Luke Mbamute. Ariza going to Phoenix and Mbamute going to, I believe, the Clippers, or I forgot what team he goes to. But they lose a couple of wing defenders there, and they bring in Carmelo Anthony to kind of replace them. And we all know Melo, throughout his career, like defense is at best below average. And now he's older, and his game is kind of just stuck where it is like this is not the early 2000s no more. Like he hasn't evolved his game. He hasn't taken the next step necessary. And I kind of think it's a hindrance on Houston where they're not getting a defensive presence, and his scoring is kind of subpar, and it's not working right now, man. What do you think?
I agree, man. I think Melo's done. Honestly, I love Melo. I'm a big Syracuse fan, so that's when I started to really, look into Melo's career. Had a great start with the Nuggets, decent with the Knicks in the beginning, and it's just fading away, man. Melo, it's time to hang it up, man. It's time to go.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate too because just think when he was in Denver, Denver Melo was he was arguably one of the greatest scorers, if not the greatest scorer in the NBA at that point in time. And then he goes to New York, and they have a couple of good seasons in New York. Actually, forces his way to New York, I should say. And they have a couple of good seasons in New York. They had that 50-plus game season, and then it just started to decline from there.
Yep.
And now the NBA, Melo is a one-on-one ISO ball scorer.
Game's changed.
Right, and he hasn't evolved. He hasn't adapted.
Nope.
Like you see LeBron, he's adapted to the game. You see Chris Paul even, he's adapted to the game. People that's been him up around that era. Mm-hmm. But Melo just seems to be stuck in his ways. And I think is a definite hindrance on the Houston Rockets team. I don't think he was a good fit. I think they should have tried to go ahead and keep Ariza and keep those wing defenders and keep that team intact, because Houston, I mean, the postseason just ended a couple of months ago. Houston had Golden State down, and had not Chris Paul get injured, we might have been seeing a different finals result, Western Conference final result, because I don't think they was going to beat Houston. Golden State was with a healthy Chris Paul. But this team definitely took a step back, man. I'm not sure what's going on with them for the season. We'll see if they could bounce back.
That's just opinionated. I don't know. I think that they would have been fine with Chris Paul or without. I think they just didn't come to play the first few games and got themselves in a hole. But I believe if Chris Paul was in there, I think Golden State still would have took it down. They're just too talented, too many scorers on that team, too much going on. And D'Antoni, I just don't see him a coach that can lead a team to the finals and let alone win a finals. I mean, I think he's a good offensive mind, but other than that, I don't think he's got what it takes to get a team to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to that game again, especially the Game 7 in Houston, they had Golden State down.
They did.
And then they just couldn't hit. There was nothing was dropping, and it was good shots. It was open threes, and had just a few of those threes fall. Golden State is done. But hey, you live by the three, you die by the three. That's the D'Antoni scheme there, and that is the way the Houston Rockets play. And right now, they are not looking good, man. But real quick, Dave, I do want to get your opinions on a couple of things. So we are about 2 weeks into the basketball season, going on 3 weeks. And about 3 weeks in, and we had some surprise teams emerge so far. So I want to get your most surprising team from the Eastern Conference, and then also your most disappointing team from the Eastern Conference, and then we'll do the Western Conference next. So first, who is your most surprising team in the Eastern Conference so far?
Most surprising team in the Eastern Conference so far would have to be the Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew they were going to be good, but did you really expect them to start off the season 9-2 and the way they handled Golden State last night?
Not at all.
I don't think so.
Especially with the loss. They lost Jabari Parker.
Yes.
And, they lost a couple of pieces. But, they brought in Coach Bud, and the way that he runs that system, man, is great.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Giannis. The guy, if you check his stats, he just gets better and better every year. It's not even like compare. He just might be the best in the league within the next couple of years. Maybe even this year, he might take the MVP. I mean, Giannis is really balling out.
If the season ended right now, Giannis would definitely be my MVP pick right now. Like, okay, so you watch
not Kawhi though.
Yeah, not Kawhi yet. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
So with Giannis, first of all, you watch the way he plays basketball, and the dude he's listed at 6'11". He got to be at least 7 feet, maybe 7'1". He moves like a guard, and the length is fucking ridiculous, yo. Offensively, he takes 2 strides from the 3-point line, and he's at the fucking rim. Like, I seen a fast break. He was on the fast break run. Klay Thompson trying to chase him down. The dude starts his gather at the 3-point line, and then he didn't finish it, but then no other player is in the presence, so he's able to get the offensive rebound, an easy putback. But just watching shit like that is like, it's not normal. And the thing with Giannis as well, the dude is only 23.
Yep.
He's only 23 years old.
Lots of time to play some ball, man.
Doesn't have a consistent jump shot yet, but is a fucking he's a top 5 player in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
Like, this shit is crazy. And just imagine when he finally develops his full game, like, best player in the league. Yes, it's coming. Yeah. That shit is coming, man.
Maybe even this year. You're right.
Maybe. Like, man, he keeps playing like this. But all right, so the Bucks are your most surprising team, and then I'm gonna say my most surprising team in the East right now. Definitely the Bucks. I definitely want to give them their kudos. I'm also going to give the Raptors their respect.
Yeah, I mean, they were the 1 seed last year, so, I figured they'd come out and do what they do, especially with no LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
The Raptors just might go all the way. I mean, that LeBron's the only one to keep them from getting there. I mean, I know your Sixers are there and the Celtics are there and the Bucks, but the Raptors, man, they've been there the last 4 or 5 years.
Shout out to the Raptors GM for pulling off one of the best trades I think I've seen since I started watching sports. Mm-hmm. So, the Raptors last year, they won 59 games. Was it 59, right? Mm-hmm. And they get, they win their first round playoff game, and then they lose. They get swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James Cleveland Cavaliers.
He owns it.
Yeah, he does. He did. And then they go out and they make the trade for Kawhi Leonard. So they was able to swap out DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard and also bring in Danny Green. So they was able to bring in some wing help. All right. So that was a phenomenal trade by that GM. So you not only upgrade your best player, you also bring in a very good 3-and-D guy in Danny Green, who's a very good locker room guy from what they say in the media. And now the Raptors are definitely looking like the team to beat in the East. I know Boston is stacked. They got that elite starting 5, and I know they're going to definitely be title contentions. I'm hoping my 76ers can get it together because right now this Markelle Fultz experiment, I'm not feeling it right now, but I do believe in them still. And Milwaukee Bucks, those are really the 4 teams that pretty much are going to be headlining the East this year. So we shall see. Oh, yeah, and the Indiana Pacers, man.
Oh, no, the Sixers. I'm pointing to your home record.
Oh, yeah,
compared to your away record.
Yeah, 6-0 at home, 1-5 away for the Sixers.
That's bad.
We finally just got our first away game against Indiana on Wednesday, so I was happy about that. But yeah, we're definitely a different team